Hello, hello, how are you? I really hope you're well. My pleasure to do another video for you. It's going to be old-fashioned stretches, so not typically Pilates, but a good stretch, and it's going to be a quite quick one as well. The principles of Pilates though still apply, and that's about our alignment, making sure that our shoulders are back, making sure that we've got our core engaged, and that generally our feet are facing forwards, knees are nice and soft, and we've got our hips facing forward. We're going to do quite a lot of hip work today because I don't know about you, but mine are really tight. It's all that sitting down, but I do hope you've been getting out and doing your walks. Breathing's really important as well, but we're not going to labour the breathing. I just want to ensure that you're taking some nice deep breaths in and out, and I will cue you on that. And of course, I'll always cue you in of when I want you to really engage those core muscles, which isn't just at the front. When we really engage them, it's round the sides as well and into the back. So shall we get cracking? We're going to start with the neck. Okay, so feet hip distance apart, as I said, knees nicely soft, abs gently in, shoulders back and down. Okay, now, first of all, let's have a look at that chin. Make sure it's not jutting too forward, so imagine those earlobes are just really pulling down to those tops of those shoulders. And I want the left ear to go over to the right shoulder, drop that right shoulder down. Can you increase that stretch? Can you take your left hand and increase it even more? Really feeling that stretch here. And back to centre, over to the other side. So right ear, over to right shoulder. Drop that right shoulder down. In fact, drop that left shoulder down too. Can you increase that stretch? Taking the right hand onto the crown of the head. Gently applying just a little bit of pressure to increase the stretch here. Okay, what your shoulders doing? Take them back. Back to centre. Okay, we're going to do some shoulder circles. Nice dynamic move. So first of all, we're going to go forward. So palms facing forward, take our arms up, and then round they go. Nice big circles, nice dynamic move. So while you're doing this, breathing in, and breathing out. We're aiming for 3 nice breaths in and 3 nice breaths out. Over the other way. So now we're going backwards, and just be aware. It's one side tighter than the other. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Oh, lovely one that, isn't it? Okay, take your feet just a little bit further apart, but facing forward those toes, okay? We're going to do some hip rolls. So to start, what I'd really like you to do is just roll that bum to the back of the room, okay? So you're facing forward, and then the hip comes to the side, really pushing those hips to the front, over to the other side, and back. Okay, lovely. Let's get that going. So, what's your knees doing? Are they locking out? So gently bend them if they are. Really push those hips forward to the side, bum to the back of the room. Really get that mobility going in those hips. We're going to do one more this way. Forwards, and then from here, we're going to go the other way, so push to the side of the room, bum to the back. And breathe. Two more this way. Okay, and then centre. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to put one of your hands, doesn't matter if it's left or right, onto the tummy. So just kind of, for me, the palm is just on my belly button, and then I'm on my little pot belly there. Feet hip distance apart, And the other hand is just going to go into the small of your back. Now what I want you to do is I want you to accentuate pushing the pelvis forward. So you're tipping forward and then you're tipping your bum under. So I just want your hands to be able to feel that very slight movement. So tipping that pelvis forward and then coming the other way as we pull it back. So forward and then back. And I want you to just be aware of what feels more natural for you. So in this next one, I want you to ensure that those hips are somewhere in between the two. So not too far forward, not too far back, which sort of creates that kind of posture that you sometimes see with people. So just in the middle, and that is neutral, and that's what we're going to try and keep throughout the rest of this class. So we're going to do a balance. Not my favourite, as you know, but it's a challenge for me, so enjoy. First of all, ground your weight onto the left side, because we're going to be lifting up the right leg. Okay, so just really ground, don't lock that knee out, and lift the foot up. Take the hand out to the side just for balance if you need to, and then take the foot behind you, squeezing it to your bottom and making sure that your knees are together, pulling those abs in. If you can take both hands to the foot and pull. Squeeze that foot to the bum. This is all about balance. And down you go. On to the next side. So do that little shift, grounding that right foot now, grounding that right leg, drawing those muscles up that right leg, taking this left foot up slowly, arm out if you need the balance. Woohoo! Knees together, pushing into the bottom. If you can take both hands back, pulling that foot in, perfect. But keep the abs in too. That's our balance. Feeling it here in that quad. Down we go. All right, what else are we going to do? Oh, we're going to do a little shoulder one. So I'm going to go to the back, talk to you first from the side. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your right hand out and the palm, should I say, is facing forward. And then from here, you're going to rotate the palm around, so it's now to the back, as you dive the fingers in between the shoulder blades. Open those shoulders out. The left hand is going up and you're going to clasp the fingers together as you push the shoulders back. So elbow is going to the top of the ceiling and I'm pushing those shoulders back, which is great for me because I have a tendency to be quite rolled forward. Okay, releasing that left arm, releasing the right. Let's do it on the other side. So take the left hand out to the side, palm facing forward. Rotate the palm to the back of the room. Dive those fingers in between your shoulder blades. Taking then the other hand to join and just pull that arm up, making sure that your right elbow is reaching for the stars, so reaching for the ceiling. Okay, things to check. Have you suddenly kind of put in a little back bend, because we don't need that, so bring those hips back to that neutral, pull in the abs for stability. Oh, that's a great stretch, isn't it? And release. Okay, we're going to go down onto the floor. Okay, so for our knees, I just want to do a little torso twist. So, if you're not comfortable on your knees, you can always do this standing up. Fist pump, elbows lifted, hips facing forward, and they stay facing forward. So if I was in class with you, I would be holding your hips to the front, and you're going to rotate to the right. Go as far as you can. Stop. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you go just a little bit further? Beautiful. Back round. Deep breath in. On the exhale, go round, but really concentrate that those hips stay forward. Go as far as you can. Deep breath. And on the exhale, can you go just a little bit further? And back round. Let's do one more on each side. So deep breath in. And on that exhale, round you go. Stop. When you get to that point where you can't go any further, deep breath. And back. One more to the left. Deep breath in. On the exhale, round you go. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you go any further? Perfect. Okay, so some spine work now. What I'd like you to do is put your feet facing up to the stars, so your legs are straight in front of you here. You're going to take a deep breath in, and you're just going to dive your forehead to your toes. You can keep your hands to the floor. I just want to get some movement here into that spine. And then back. It's so little. Deep breath in. This time I'm going to tuck my chin in, because I've done that, I've shown you that how to get that forehead, but this time put that chin in so it's not jutting out. And imagine you're getting your forehead to your toes. It's not about getting your chest down to your knees on this one. This is a nice little stretch here, so we'll just do one more. Okay, we're going to build on that as well. Okay, so feet to the mat. We're going to do some hip rolls. So feet not too close to the bottom or not too far apart either. We're going to do a left and a lift. Now here, make sure you haven't come too far over the torso. The legs need to be kind of in a nice line with your hips, so you're not compromising your hip joint here. So we're looking for this. I want you to glue your knees together. Your shoulders is here. This is really where you need to put your awareness, because they are going to stay on the floor as we take our knees firstly over to the right. So deep breath in and take them over, and only go as far. It's about as far as I can go without that left shoulder lifting for me. Take a breath here. And using your abs, pulling back those knees to centre. Deep breath in. Shoulders glued to the floor as they go over to the left hand side. As far as you can go without the shoulder lifting off. Shouldn't even be able to get a Rizzler paper here between the floor and your shoulder. And using your abs, bring those knees back. One more each side, so deep breath in. Over you go. Deep breath. Last one. Deep breath in to prepare. On the exhale, take them over, glue that right shoulder to the floor. You'll really feel this in your abs as well, actually. And then using those abs to bring those feet back and back to the floor. Okay gang, how are you doing? Are you all good? Excellent. So you're going to bring yourself up. Staying with your feet hip distance apart, we're just going to roll ourselves down. So getting that nice shape into that spine, and down you go. And then rolling up and keeping those feet onto the floor. Dipping your head down and rolling down. Head up, engage those abs, keep those feet onto the floor as you roll up. And we'll do just a couple more. All clunky back there. If you find your feet coming off the floor, you can always get someone to hold your feet, or put maybe a, something that can hold you down, like a big old sofa cushion or something. Okay, so from here, we're going to go legs apart, feet facing up to the stars, and what I'd like you to do is just rotate your torso over to the right. We've done this one lots because I really love this stretch, so in my other videos you'll often see I always include this one. So torso over, and then you're just going to glide down to the toes. Just see if you can deepen that stretch by getting down a little bit further to the knee. Now it doesn't matter if you're here or even here. The more you do this, that more flexibility that you'll build. So to the centre, and then rotate. The rotation comes first from the waist, and then you're going to glide down to the foot. Now, at this point, just on the breath, can you get down a little bit further, get that forehead to the knee? Just note where you are today, and as you improve, celebrate that success. Let's go forward now, do that full range. So creep those hands forward. Take a breath. Can you get just a little bit further? And then slowly walk back up. Let's see what else I had for you. Oh yes. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is you're going to put your feet together. So this is like the cobbler's pose, but usually I do it like butterfly, sitting up. This time we're actually going to go down onto our backs. Bring the heels just closer to your bottom, and then just pulse. So I want you to be feeling it in this muscle here. So I want you to imagine you're pulsing those knees to the floor. Okay, stop, hold it. See if you can bring the heels a little bit closer into your torso, and then again, those butterfly legs. Pulse those knees to the floor. Now this is engaging the muscles in your bottom, so you're going to be able to feel your bottom lifting, but it's also the muscles around your hips as well. One more. Okay, perfect. Feet back to the floor. Let's just do some spine curls. So we've done that little pelvic tilt earlier. That was a little bit of prep for this. So you are going to take a deep breath in. Just make sure that your feet are facing forward. Perfect. You're going to first of all just tilt that pelvic up to the floor. So the pelvis tilt. Then you're going to follow through vertebra by vertebra. Up you go. Don't flare the rib cage, keep that nice and down. Perfect. Palms facing down. You can use the palms and those forearms to help you in this pose as well. Okay, have your knees knocked in? Have they gone wide? Just check, keep those knees nice and strong as you return vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. The very last thing to return is that bottom. Let's do one more like this. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pelvic tilts. Follow through that lower back, the middle back, in between the shoulders. Keep that rib cage down. Down you go. Very last thing is the bottom. We're going to do that with some heel lifts because it's just so good for the calf muscles. Pelvic tilt. Lower back, vertebrae of the middle back, and then in between the shoulders, and a heel lift, and a heel lift, and a heel lift. And now both heels, and we're going to hold that. Keep that bottom up. Down you go, but keep those heels lifted, and they're the last thing to return. Okay, bring yourself up. What I'd like you to do now is get yourself up into a standing position, because we're going to do a roll down, and that's it. I told you it was a very quick one, trying to do it in half an hour. Feet facing forward, knees nice and soft, chin tucked in, so make sure those earlobes are over your shoulders, not up to the stars. Okay, deep breath. That always helps you to prepare, and on the exhale, tip the head forward, and then very nicely, vertebra by vertebra, down you go. Now I want you to put your torso onto your thighs, and then just rest there for a minute. Okay, can you, keeping your torso on your thighs, just stretch those legs a little bit more. If you can't and you need to have a bigger bend, that's absolutely fine. Keeping the crown of the head facing down. Nod yes. Nod no. Really release that neck. Go round in circles. Getting a nice stretch at the back of the thighs now as well. Okay, just hold it there after doing circles, just to get your balance, and then vertebra by vertebra, very slowly, lifting first of all from the lower back, your core's engaged to enable you to bring that torso up. The very last thing to return is the head, taking those shoulders back, head up. That's it, we're done. It's really lovely to be able to do a video for you guys again, and I'll make sure I do one next week. Take care, have a really brilliant week. Bye bye.